In this video, I'll be talking about Apollo, the god of music from the Greek pantheon. In Smite, Apollo is a hunter um, using essentially finger pistols. Pretty fun. Anyway, moving into his I can't speak. Base statistics. I'm sorry. Um, 450 health, 77 per level. Magical 30 plus 0.9 per level, 12 physical plus 2.7 per level, 36 damage plus 2.5 per level with his basic attacks. His attack speed 0.95 plus 0.016 per level. Overall, good hunter. Stats, base statistics are good, pretty average overall. Apollo's one of the easiest hunters to pick up and play. Not very complex, very balanced. Not really a whole lot wrong with him, except wave clear. Well, we'll get to that. And he just does well, usually. He used to do well. Now he's just kind of there. But he's still very good. He's got a lot of potential. So, a lot of that potential comes from his passive Audacity. After 10 successful basic attacks, Apollo will gain Audacity. And he will increase his attack speed by 100% for the next 5 attacks that he shoots. This can be hits or misses. If he misses, he doesn't get a refund back. He will only get 5 shots, but it will increase his attack speed by 100%. So, very good passive. Great because hunters usually spam basic attacks anyway, so this kind of fits in with the whole hunter mindset. So, moving into his first ability, So Beautiful. It's straight line nuke, straight damage. It doesn't have any additional effects, except for that every enemy hit after the first will take 15% less damage. So you think about it, if this ability were to do 100 to one person, the next person to get hit would only take 85. So it's not great for hitting multiple people, but it's a good single target burst because of the damage it does. You see 80 up to 300 with 55 per level and 80% of his physical power. So it does a lot of damage. Mana cost very high, 70 to 110. Cooldown 15 to 11. Very good ability, very standard, very simple. It's overall decent. So his second ability is probably one of the best abilities in his entire kit. Serenade. Serenade? Serenade? I don't even know. It's one of those. So Apollo will use his amazing voice. I don't know why I just did that. Anyway, he'll use his amazing voice and mesmerize all nearby enemies and bolster himself with additional physical protection. So mesmerize is kind of like a stun. Anyone affected will stand in place, but unlike a stun, if you're hit by damage from anything, the mesmerize breaks. You're free to move again. So a little less powerful than the stun, but a very good CC nonetheless. So the mesmerize will last from 0.7 seconds to 2.3 seconds, but going up by 0.4 per level. The physical protection goes from 10 to 50. That's a lot of physical protection. That basically, you can basically think of it as he's reducing the incoming physical damage by flat 50. And where base attacks are often doing 150, suddenly doing 100 loses a lot of damage. And it lasts for 5 seconds. So cooldown 17 to 13 seconds. Cost 75. There's a little area around him. Not huge, but a very good peel. self-peel. Very big with that. That's a very good ability for a hunter to have. So now, moving into Apollo's third ability, the moves. He'll dash forward on his knees, dealing damage and knocking aside any enemy hit. This will also grant him a stack of audacity, so charging up to 10 for each enemy that he hits. So let's say you have 2 stacks of audacity and you dash through 6 enemies, whether it be minions or gods. You'll now have 8 after the slide. That's how it works. So, and then at the end of the slide, the movement speed of any enemy is decreased in a small area around the end, and the movement speed of Apollo, any of his allies, is increased. Suppose if they're in the range at the end. So now it does a small amount of damage, 70 to 250, 45 per level, 60% of the physical power. Not a ton, not really bursty. It's more there for the escape, and its movement speed debuff and buff, 5 to 25%. That's really good. It only lasts for 2 seconds, but it's enough to get you out. Cooldown 15 seconds, cost 70. There's no real benefit to leveling this up, but there's no downsides either. So now, here's Apollo's ultimate. Across the sky. Apollo will leap onto his chariot after a little bit of delay, and then can fly around anywhere on the map, provided he has mana. And then he chooses a place to land. He'll land down from the sky, dealing damage every 0.2 seconds for 0.8 seconds as he lands. So now, damage each tick, 70 to 170, up by 25 per level, 30% of your physical power. But the real benefit of this ultimate is to move around the map incredibly quickly. You can rotate from your duo lane all the way over to Fire Giant, where every other hunter would take a minute, you take 10 seconds. It's a huge rotational advantage, but costs mana. You can see it costs 10 to activate, but 60 mana for every second that you're in the air. So you can suck your mana out, and you can cripple yourself as soon as you land because you don't have mana to use anything. So you have to be smart. So now leveling this ability up will increase your damage and reduce the cooldown, going from 110 to 90. So now, leveling with Apollo. So Beautiful, despite the damage reduction, is your only form of wave clear. And so you want to take a level 1. It's a good nuke if you get in a fight early. It's your only thing that resembles wave clear, even if it's not very good. And it offers some good damage. So you want to take it level 1. Level 2, you can either go with Serenade or the moves. It depends on what the enemy team has against you. If they have something that can stick to you, Serenade. If they have something that can't stick to you, you might as well get the moves and get away. Now at level 3, you can take So Beautiful, get more wave clear, or if you're getting really pressured, get Serenade so you may get a little safer. What? Safer is what I tried to say. Now level 4, you either get So Beautiful or Serenade, depending on which one you didn't get level 3. And then level 5, you get Across the Sky, you need it. Level 6, level 7, So Beautiful, you need the wave clear, you need the damage. And then level 8, you want to go with Serenade, because the physical protection is going to be huge. Lets you fight towers a little easier, lets you fight the opposing hunter a lot easier. Really good ability, and the Mesmerize can be the difference between life and death. So you need it. So then, level 9, you want to finish So Beautiful at this point. Across the Sky isn't really worth leveling up. If you're playing smart, you'll always be all cooldown when you need it. So you'll be okay with that. You don't need this 5-second reduction. So Beautiful is far more worth it at this point, even though it's been nerfed before. So then, after that, you want to finish up Serenade, and then once that's done, you start putting your levels into Across the Sky, and then the moves. So your main key here is So Beautiful and Serenade. You need those both. Those are key abilities for Apollo. So now, standard hunter stuff. You've got the Bluestone Pendant, good for mana sustain, great starter item. Spiked Gauntlet, Lifesteal, Healing Potion, standard hunter start. You finish that Spiked Gauntlet into Devourer's Gauntlet. Now, this is a little bit of deviation with Apollo. Due to Audacity, attack speed isn't as key with him as it is most hunters. So, what some people do is instead of going Ninja Tabi for the attack speed, they go Warrior Tabi and get extra damage. Because Apollo doesn't need that 15% attack speed necessarily because Audacity is covering him. But and then after that, no matter what you do though, you definitely want Ichaival. Ichaival against a hunter is nasty. It gives you a lot of attack speed, gives you a lot of physical power reduction, making fights a lot easier for you. Gives you physical attack, making life much easier for you. Just overall, good item. You need it, and the pen is really helpful as well. So now, after Ichaival, what you can do is Executioner if they have a really tanky lineup, and you can just shred through the tanks. And then you want to go into Rage. The crits are absolutely necessary. You need them. You need to do heavy damage. Audacity's covering you with attack speed. You'll be okay. After Rage, Deathbringer. Sorry about that. Deathbringer. Key item with Hunters. You do ridiculous amounts of damage once you build your Deathbringer. This is sort of the I'm a hunter, I'm going to start winning fights. This is item that lets everyone know what's happening. So now, you have Devourers, you have your Boots, you have an Ichaival, you have an Executioner, you have a Rage, you sold your Bluestone, you got Deathbringer, you're pretty good. At that point, you should be swinging for well close to 1,000 and just doing ridiculous damage to everyone. So now, actives. I'm a big proponent with hunters that you always need beads in sprint. Aegis, not really a great item. If they got 5 guys who are going to burst you instantly, Aegis is a good pickup. But otherwise, you want beads in sprint. Sprint to keep up, beads to get out of CC. They're imperative for him, for a hunter, and just in general. So that's items. So now skins. You have standard Apollo. This is a special promotion, Curse Voice Apollo. So Smite has a voice system called Curse, and you use it in ranked. So Curse Voice Apollo is their promotional skin for using Curse in a certain amount of matches. They'll send you a code through your email. It just sort of references typical ranked stuff, elo, getting out of ranked, F6, hacks. He will, or it was lag. Yeah, that was pretty good. Anyway, diamond, golden, legendary, standard, elite agent. Turns Apollo into a secret agent. Who knew? He gets guns, silenced guns, and his chariot is now a helicopter, and he banters with control. So that's all you really need though. Slick shot, his recolor, and then Team Solo Mid. What this skin is to celebrate the victory of the first of the Smite launch tournament by the European team Solo Mid. Team Solo Mid. So Team Solo Mid is now in North America, but the team that won it all, the first ever big Smite tournament, was Team Solo Mid from Europe. So they got skin to celebrate the championship. It's kind of nice. So, that's Apollo.